Welcome to the Gentleman's Guide to Gaming. It's a bright summer's day, the lens flare is high in the sky, and the smell of barbecue is everywhere you walk. It's also time to answer another RPG a day question. This one is, which game does your group have planned to run next? And this is probably the most bizarre answer to any of my RPG a day questions this month. The answer being, it's the Maid RPG. Haven't heard of it? It's an indie game. It's the very first Japanese tabletop role-playing game that's been translated into English, or so I'm told, or so it says in the book. And its plot, its setting, is quintessentially Japanese, shall we say, in which the players play the role of maids in an anime style, generally between the ages of around 12 and 18. And the GM plays the senpai or master to these maids. And the plot of the game actually has the maids, well, performing various embarrassing services for the master. They, in their character generation, have certain flaws, certain stress conditions, such as they burst into tears, they burst into flames of anger, they waggle their arms furiously while their eyes turn into spirals, typical anime stuff. And the master is generally an old sot of a slightly perverted, kinky basis. Now, I know what you're thinking. This isn't some weird hentai game in which all the players are playing some weird erotic fantasy, although undoubtedly it could be that way, and in fact it addresses that in the introduction text. We are playing it as an experiment. It is completely unlike anything we've ever played. I picked it up at Gen Con last year, and it is such a light-hearted game, such a ridiculous game for us as primarily serious horror and sci-fi gamers, that we thought we would give it a go and just see how well we did at it, or how badly we crucified it, how long it takes before something terrible happens in what is supposed to be a whimsical game in which all of the players are playing these little maids and maidlets and robots and demon girls of teenage age with ridiculous crushes and emotional traumas of a light-hearted nature, should I mention. And we also want to test the, I suppose, limits of the game. Is this game entirely meant to be whimsical, or is there something else that you could do with it? Could you actually make it serious? Does the mechanism support that? It's actually a D66 game, or 2D6 to put it another way, and it's a system I've never used before. The characters are created entirely with dice rolling and selecting certain traits from tables based on what you've rolled on your dice, so there's a big random element to it. I'll be interested to see how it goes, and if there's anything worth reporting, I will make a video about it for this channel. But by far, it is the strangest game I have ever sought to run, because I am going to be the senpai in this game, whilst the players are playing the maids. I can only imagine there are some groups who are very uncomfortable dealing with subjects like this, made up of beefy, manly men who would never even deign to play a 12-year-old maid. And I've got this picture in my mind of these testosterone-filled gamers huddled around a table in a darkened room, pretending to be small Japanese maids. I don't know that it equates well in my mind, but this game should be playable by absolutely anyone, and if it can be playable by me, the preeminent horror GM in our group, then I think it should be playable by anyone else. Anyway, that's the answer to our question. The Maid RPG. I'll see you for the next day of RPG a Day.